Now to some relief from all this relenting heat, if there is any relief. The Northeast and the Midwest seeing more milder temperatures. ABC's Ginger Z reporting that the heat did not go away, though, with a whimper, coming to an end with a severe and deadly storm.
A bit of relief for millions of Americans as severe storms help bring an end to the first official heat wave of the season for parts of the Northeast. A powerful line of storms swept through Virginia, Washington, D.C., and Maryland Saturday. Gusts up to 84 miles per hour, knocking out power to more than 200,000 customers. Streets littered with fallen trees.
It was a lot of wind and a lot of rain just pounding for, I don't know, like at least a half hour straight, I would say.
A tree in the nation's capital shattering the windshield and crushing the roof of this car. And this soldier standing guard at the tomb of the unknown soldier through the storm at the Arlington National Cemetery, never leaving his post. Police in that state investigating a possible storm-related death of a 43-year-old man, reportedly killed after a tree fell onto his home. Another tree falling onto a house in Easton, Massachusetts, the work of an EF1 tornado.
My wife was actually on the porch filming the rain, and she turned her camera off. Within 15 seconds, that tree came down.
And the extreme heat still scorching the South. More than 70 million Americans under heat alerts. Ambulances rushing to back-to-school events in Georgia, bringing 10 people suffering heat-related injuries to the ER. Fire personnel treating 10 more on the scene.
People started actually passing out and what have you.
Taking a look outside with live cam. Yes, sir. We are moving on up in that temperature scale. We're already at 96. This is, I think we might break a record today, could we?
We're forecasting to at least tie a record, but if we got up to 104, it would be a record. And at this point, I think we could be at 100 by 2 p.m. this afternoon.
Wow.
So we do have to give you that whole speech. Be careful, drink lots of water. You know the drill, but we do need to put that out there. And let me show you across the country what's going on. Dallas jumps off the map, right? It's at 100. The hottest temperatures right here in Texas now as that high slides back over top of us. And that means temperatures are really going to crank up, and that's where a lot of the heat advisories are today. Hotter than places like Phoenix and Las Vegas, which had been the hot spots. Now they're kind of transferring that heat back to us. 101 at Wichita Falls, 92 in Lubbock, 92 in Midland, 93 here in San Antonio. So not as hot as our friends up north, but we're getting there. You saw that probably by next shower we're at 97 or 98. Here's the weather where you live around the area. We want to check in on New Braunfels, where it is currently 95, but feels like 102. Seguin's at 94, feels like 100 there. Bernie, not much of a heat index, but you're sitting at 91. Kerrville's at 94, feels like 96. So it's hot no matter where you go. Yes, I think we're at 100 by 2 o'clock, 103 at 4 o'clock. And it's between that 4 and 5 o'clock hour where we could potentially set a record today if we do get to 104. 102 at 6 o'clock, and we're still at 100 well into the evening. Takes until really midnight to even drop into the 80s with mostly clear skies. Guys.
Thank you, Justin. Right now, authorities trying to find a New Hampshire woman and her young daughter. Right now, it is feared that they have been kidnapped in Haiti.
ABC's Rena Roy reports now the U.S. State Department, they're finally getting involved.
The search intensifying in Haiti for this American mother and her child who haven't been seen since Thursday. The woman, identified as Alex Dorsonville, was working for a Christian humanitarian aid organization called El Roy Haiti, according to officials with the nonprofit, when they say she was abducted. The morning of the reported kidnapping, they say she was serving in a community ministry near the capital of Port-au-Prince. In this promotional video, Dorsonville is seen discussing her work.
Kids from the school will get permission from their teachers and they send them over and come to the nurse's office, and then I check them out.
The U.S. State Department confirming agency officials are aware of the kidnapping reports, telling ABC News, "We are in regular contact with Haitian authorities and will continue to work with them and our U.S. government interagency partners." The State Department now ordering families of U.S. government employees to evacuate and continuing to urge Americans not to travel there due to widespread kidnapping and crime. Local officials estimate 80% of Port-au-Prince is controlled by rival gangs. ABC's Matt Rivers recently reporting from there.
This area is completely controlled by armed groups. It is one of the most dangerous places in all of Haiti. In fact, the only reason we're allowed into this area is because we've been granted permission.
Gangs have been an issue in Haiti for a long time, but after the assassination of Jovenel Moïse, the president, in 2021, their power and violence associated with them has exploded. According to the UN, at least 846 civilians were killed across the country in the first 3 months of this year. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Russian missiles slamming into a central Ukrainian city, killing at least 5 people, including a 10-year-old child and her mother. That's according to Ukraine's interior minister. Those blasts trapping residents beneath rubble. The minister says that the 2 missiles struck an apartment building. It destroyed a university building. This area is known as the hometown of the Ukrainian president and typically has not been the main target of the Kremlin's forces during, so far, the 17-month war. Hundreds of mourners attending funerals in Pakistan after a suicide bombing killed at least 54 people at an election rally. No one immediately claimed responsibility for yesterday's bombing in Bajor. At least 5 children were wounded, or killed rather, and wounded. Nearly 200 people wounded. The attack appeared to reflect divisions between Islamic groups, which have a strong presence near the Afghanistan border. According to police, at least 1,000 people were crowded in a tent near a market for the rally ahead of the fall elections.
Now to that dramatic rescue, all caught on camera. Lifeguards and beachgoers rushing to save a drowning pilot in the surf near a crowded beach. ABC's Will Reeve with what witnesses are now saying about this crash.
This is the moment a small plane crashes into the ocean just off a crowded New Hampshire beach. Watch the fixed-wing plane nosedive, then flip, coming to an upside-down rest just off the shore of Hampton Beach.
It's in the water! Oh my God! Holy cow!
Onlookers stunned and rushing to help.
Everybody was in shock. Everybody started running towards the plane.
Cheryl Barsom and her daughter Jessica saw the whole thing and called 911.
You can definitely see there was a problem. And then as soon as he hit the water, his nose just hit the water and he just flipped over. So we all started calling 911 or help.
All companies are going to be tied up with a call, report of an aircraft in the water out from the main beach.
The pilot was the only soul on board and survived. Lifeguards racing into the water to rescue him.
We were all worried about the pilot and how everything would happen. So it was definitely very nerve-wracking.
Moments later, the pilot was safely brought to shore. The focus then turning to quickly getting the plane out before it sank to the bottom.
When we were pulling the plane in, we had to go underwater and hook it to the tire, the rear tire, so we could pull it out. So making sure everyone's safe.
Rescuers saying the pilot only had minor injuries and that overall they're grateful thorough training prepared them for moments like this.
So luckily the pilot actually didn't need to be transported. We're just extremely happy that there is a great outcome, that everyone was safe, and again, everyone worked together.
As we'll be reporting, Idaho mother Lori Vallow Daybell facing up to life in prison without parole. She's expected to be sentenced later today in the murders of her 2 youngest children and a romantic rival. So the case has included bizarre claims that her son and daughter were zombies and that she was a goddess sent to usher in biblical apocalypse. Vallow Daybell found guilty in May of killing her 2 youngest children, ages 7 and 16 years old, as well as conspiring to kill Tammy Daybell. Now, she was previously married to Vallow Daybell's 5th husband. The judge expected to hear testimony from several representatives of the victims, including Vallow Daybell's only surviving son.
Student loan repayments are creeping up and ahead. They'll change. There's a new effort to help people manage their debt.
And alcohol could have an effect on blood pressure, and that effect might come sooner than you think. Regularly drinking alcohol, even small amounts, it can raise your blood pressure, even in adults without hypertension. A new study says at least as little as just 1 drink increases blood pressure in both men and women, including those with no existing blood pressure issues or any existing conditions related to alcohol. Researchers looked at data from 7 different studies conducted around the world with between 1997 and 2021. Those studies involved more than 19,000 adults. The study found that even less than one drink a day produces at least a small rise in systolic pressure over at least a 5-year span. It also finds that small amounts of alcohol also raise the lower or diastolic blood pressure reading, but only in men. So you're safe.
Thank goodness. All right, the Biden administration launching a website for its new student loan repayment plan. The new approach comes weeks after the Supreme Court rejected the president's effort to wipe out student loans for millions of borrowers. Students can access the website right now during this trial period and then apply for the new program. The website will be fully functional next month. The new approach comes as student loan payments are set to resume in October after a long pause because of the COVID pandemic. The president's new plan could lower monthly loan payments for some borrowers and reduce the amount they pay back over the lifetime of their loans. Borrowers will only need to apply once and not yearly.
All right, let's take a live look out at the Alamo City. 96 degrees out there, Justin. Are we hitting a record today?
It's going to be a close call. I think we'll be above average here within the next couple of hours. The average is 97, so we're going to be above that mark. Technically, right now, we're still at 93. The record, though, is 103, set back in 1948. Yes, I think we could get there today. If we get to 104, we would set a record. And there's going to be several days in a row here where we could potentially see record-breaking heat. More on that 7-day forecast coming up.
Welcome back. Happy Monday. Did you make it outside, out and about over the weekend?
I have to admit, I did try to ride a horse on Saturday morning. But I was depleted for the rest of the day. It just sucks the energy right out of you.
Yeah, it is. It's hard to be outside really longer than like an hour or so, right? Yeah, you know, you walk the dogs. You got to do it in the evenings and the mornings. It's just been a rough stretch. And as we said earlier, we'll get through it. We've got some cooler weather ahead. It's going to take until probably September for that to happen. It's just the honest truth. Let me show you the rainfall over the last 22 months. And why do I show you that time frame? Well, we go back to October of 2021, because that's kind of the last time we saw some good rains. We had a pretty good stretch that fall. And from there, it has all been pretty dismal. All of 2022 was bad. We did get to spring this year, and we started to look a little bit better. We got some rain in April. We were above average. But then May, June, and July happened, and we dropped right back below average. So it has been a really rough stretch rainfall-wise. I think about all the farmers out there, and if you're trying to do a garden or anything like that, it's tough, with what we're dealing with. Sometimes we can get some rain from the tropics. We like to get some tropical moisture in here during the summer. That can always help, but it hasn't happened yet. And most of the activity this year has been way out in the Atlantic. We haven't seen much in the Caribbean or the Gulf of Mexico. And there is one little system here the Hurricane Center is watching, although it looks rather disorganized. Another one racing northeast, and you put the spaghetti plots on there, and these are both moving away from the United States. Could they get named? Possibly, but they would have no effect on us here in the U.S. So Emily and Franklin, those would be the next two names to go if those do indeed get named. We'll see. As we go outside for you, 95 at Stinson, 93 Kelly, 94 Randolph, 93 at the airport. Light winds, not a lot of cloud cover. That doesn't help us. There are some high clouds down to the south, a few cumulus clouds here and there. We may see a few more clouds build in and around San Antonio, but not much. 96 Pleasanton, 97 Gonzales, 95 New Braunfels, 94 Uvalde. In mid-90s, just about anywhere you go, you can't escape the heat. And the heat index, well, usually from about lunchtime through about 3 p.m. is when the heat index really kind of takes a jump, because humidity is still kind of elevated before it drops off during the late afternoon. And that's when we're seeing our big-time heat indices. 101 is what it feels like in Bulverde, 103 in Helotes, 101 Stinson, 101 in Pleasanton. And high temperatures today, not heat index, but high temperatures, are forecast to be around 103. And as we said, if we do get to 103, that would tie a record for the date here in San Antonio. And we have the potential to either tie or beat a record, I'd say, next 2-3 days. So we'll keep an eye on that. Let's look at the big picture as far as rain goes. There are some showers and storms out in West Texas. A little bit of a monsoonal action going on out here. So El Paso, Desert Southwest, they need some rain too. And they're getting some on the backside of our high pressure. And then there's some disturbances rotating around our ridge. You can see one right here. Now, some of the computer models want to bring some of this energy all the way around the ridge into South Texas tomorrow. Could that happen? Very, very small possibility of that. We have one computer model that does show maybe a shower popping up. Just not convinced. The way this high pressure is situated and how strong it is, chances are we're not going to see much of anything tomorrow, but I'll keep an eye on it. This ridge high pressure is just so very strong, and it bounces around, but basically stays over Texas, and that keeps our temperatures elevated really into the weekend. And probably even going into next week, unfortunately. 103 Tuesday, 103 Wednesday. Those, again, would tie some records. 103 Thursday, 104 Friday. That would be a record. Maybe a degree or two cooler as we head into the latter part of the weekend. Right now, we're forecasting 102 on Sunday. We'll be right back.
Welcome back and happy Monday. So I think I figured out why everyone at SA Live is always so happy.
Because they eat a lot of sugar?
That's exactly it.
This is not sugar. It's cold though. This is not real sugary. It is just pure mango, mangonada, and it is from El Chango Loco, and Stephanie Martinez is here. This is the award-winning
Mangonada. It was our award-winning Mangonada, #1 in San Antonio.
Wow, I'd say it's #1 in Texas as well. So we're going to tell you about some of the other great treats that they have here to keep cool, and you dress them up with all sorts of goodies. Even if you want to bring your own, they're going to get that all spiced up in style. All right, another place to keep cool is a place for your pets, and that's where Fiona is. Hey, Fiona.
Hey there, we're here at Pup Pup Runaway, and Stephanie Garza and her fabulous pup Rishi are showing off the trick, but we are going to be talking about ways to keep your pets safe in the heat, including mistakes you might be making that think are helping.
And Jen is going to take us to a place where I guess you could say what's old is new again. The Gray Moss Inn, new owners, and boy, do they have some good-looking food and good-looking drinks right there. All right, you want to decorate a cake like the pros? This place has everything you need so you can start to decorate, and classes to teach you how to do this. It is for all ages, and I would say I'm the one that made the Barbie cookie, but I did not. Also, Mad Science Monday. Hey, we're going by the law of gravity here. That and a whole lot more coming up on SA Live. Stick around.